Pyramid schemes are obvious scams, right? Then why do so many people fall for them? And why do we blame the victims instead of the scammers? We've all been bombarded by friends or relatives trying to sell the latest miracle product or money-making fad. It feels awkward, it feels pushy, but behind it isn't stupidity. It's psychology. And it's designed to trap both the people inside the scheme and the people watching from the outside. From old-school MLMs to modern crypto pyramids, the tricks are the same, and they work because of how the human brain works. At their core, pyramid schemes aren't about selling products. They're about selling the illusion of opportunity. Money always flows upward. Recruitment, not sales, is the real engine. That's why the slogans all sound the same. Be your own boss, financial freedom. Escape the 9 to 5. On the surface, they don't look like scams. MLMs often use products or services as camouflage. That's what makes them different from Ponzi schemes. You're technically buying something, but the real profit comes only when you bring in others. If the product isn't the point, then what is? The real hook isn't what's in the box, it's what's in your head. Let's look at the psychology of why people join in the first place. Authority and aspiration. The leaders are framed as wealthy, glamorous, and successful. The kind of lifestyle you're told you can copy if you just put in the work. The foot in the door technique is everywhere. A small starter kit, a low sign-up fee, then bigger and bigger investments once you're hooked. And then comes social proof. Friends, co-workers, family, all posting on Facebook, all showing off their team, their events, their vision boards. If everyone around you is in, how could you be the one missing out? Finally, hope framing. The promise that you can escape your job, your debt, even your whole life. The product isn't shampoo or vitamins. The real product is hope. Wouldn't you be tempted if someone promised you freedom in exchange for belief? But if it's a trap, why don't people leave? The sunk cost fallacy keeps them locked in. I've already put in money. I can't quit now. Groupthink makes the trap even stronger. Big rallies, cheering crowds, endless community events, all designed to make questioning feel like betrayal. And then there's gaslighting. Failure is never the system's fault. It's your fault. You didn't work hard enough. You didn't believe enough. This creates cognitive dissonance. Admitting you've been scammed means admitting wasted time, wasted money, maybe even damaged relationships. That pain is harder to face than just believing a little longer. So people double down instead of walking away. But here's the darker twist. Outsiders blame the victims too. Psychologists call it psychological distancing. Telling yourself that could never be me is a way to protect your own ego. We also convince ourselves the victims should have been more aware. It was obviously a scam. Why didn't they see it? That judgment makes us feel safer, as if being smarter or more skeptical would make us immune. It's easier to call victims greedy or naive than to admit the manipulation was sophisticated, that you could have been vulnerable too. And that's how scammers escape scrutiny twice. They exploit victims, and then they hide behind the shame that society piles on those very victims. Have you or someone you know ever been approached to join an MLM? Drop it in the comments. You'll see just how widespread this really is. So if victims get trapped inside and outsiders shame them from the outside, who's actually holding the scammers accountable? First, spot the red flags. If recruitment matters more than the product, it's not a business, it's a pyramid. Second, beware the language of freedom, family, and faith. Those words are emotional hooks, not financial models. Third, don't fall for the sunk cost trap. Throwing more money at a bad system won't get your money back. It only makes the scam bigger. And finally, if you're being pressured to join fast, step back. Legitimate opportunities don't demand urgency. Pyramid schemes don't just steal money. They steal trust. They destroy relationships. And they leave victims blamed instead of protected. Now you know the psychology. The question is, will you still let them in? What looks like freedom may be nothing more than a trap. Hit like, tap subscribe, and stay sharp with Deceive and Believe, because the next opportunity you hear might not be independence. It might be manipulation.